I'll start by saying I actually haven't paid a penny towards the game. I haven't pre-ordered it, and I haven't got any microtransactions. I looked at the MMO a while ago while I was looking for a new one to play, and ended up dismissing it. I probably won't play the MMO. We'll see. I'm not sure. It gone off my radar, this game, and then I got the email saying that the early access come out for Apocalypse. So I went to download the game through Steam and noticed that it's mostly negative. And I scanned through the comments and saw the main issues people seem to have are that it's not the MMO, it's a cash grab, it's a battle royale game, and they think it's just a time waste and it's now going to take them longer to do the MMO. But in my opinion, it's actually a good thing to have. It benefits both the developers and the people who want the MMO. So the fact they've chosen battle royale is definitely to follow the trend of battle royales, you know, Fortnite, etc. But if you think about what a battle royale needs, it just needs a map and then a combat system and assets. And when they're making the MMO, they've already got these weapons and these different armors that they've been making already. They're not going out of the way and stopping the development of that of the MMO to do this battle royale. They can just import their assets, like the models for the buildings, etc. Same with the combat system. That is going to be the same in both, and it's good because we get to try out the combat system now, and that's going to have an effect on the MMO. So we're importing stuff into here, get to try it out in a really intense environment. It's going to get thoroughly tested. So much combat because it's a battle royale. Everyone's going to be fighting, which means you'll get a lot of these interactions. You can find out if there's any problems, something doesn't feel good. It's just a really good way to test combat. Additionally, because you've got this many people in a small space, it is relatively a small space, that's a good way to test stability. All these crashes that keep happening, good job they're happening now. They're not going to happen in the real game, hopefully, because they'll have fixed it. So they chose a battle royale game, obviously, because it's popular now. Games like Fortnite making a fortune from it, but at the same time, you don't need that much to make a battle royale game. Relative to other games, you don't need a story or anything like that. You just need the world to play it on, and then the assets and the combat system. So the assets are going to be like the buildings and the weapons, which they have made already in the main game. In the MMO, they've made those buildings. They can just import the models into this game, make a map. That might take some time because it might not be the same. They'll have some way that they make maps in the main game. They'll have just done that way here. The weapons, they're all going to be the same from the main game to here. They'll have taken the selection, armors, and the combat system, the one that is in the MMO, they put it straight into the battle royale game, which good means we get to actually test out the real combat in a real way. So this means that we can test the current combat system, and if we don't like it, we can change it in the main game. Because if you don't like it now, if you're playing this and going, this is rubbish, this combat sucks, boring, it just feels really choppy and unresponsive, good job we found it now, because that was going to happen in the main game. That's the same combat. So now we can actually put our voice forward and get this changed. We need to get the combat in a... For me personally, just one little comment on it is that I think it's a bit unresponsive. Like, it's not entirely clear when you're hitting them. It doesn't feel like you've hit them. It's also a really good way to test stability. There's gonna be a lot of people in a small space, so we can, any crashes, we can fix that now. That won't happen in the main game where there'll be far more people. Additionally, networking. Networking is going to make it feel more responsive. Another thing is that it brings people like me into the game. I was not interested in it. I'll put it to the side. There's going to be a lot of people like me. I've brought my brothers into the game actually. So that's more people that weren't ever going to play it. Now we're aware of it. Now we're thinking about it. And the next is the money making part of it. Any money they make, you imagine, goes into the MMO. You'd hope it goes into the MMO, which is going to end up as a better experience. Maybe they could hire more developers. Yeah, you should get a better product in the end. But I know that there are risks here. So those are the good points covered. Now I'm going to mention the bad points. So earlier I mentioned that the Battle Royale is a good way for us to test the combat system out. But a downside is that we're kind of testing a combat system. Because we're testing it in a Battle Royale environment, it's going to be optimized for Battle Royale, all the changes we get. Yeah, it's going to enhance the combat system, but some things could be specific to Battle Royale, and they might not translate right over to the MMO. Additionally, Battle Royale is entirely player versus player, and I don't think you can really balance your combat entirely around PvP. You've got to have a lot of PvE. It is going to be a PvE game, an MMO, so you've got to make sure that you've covered that. Another worry is if the Battle Royale is so good that it becomes really profitable. All these money making schemes they've got, yeah, it goes back into the main game, but if they're making so much just from the Battle Royale, they might not even bother with the MMO. I mean, they'll finish it, I expect, but if the Battle Royale is more profitable, why wouldn't they focus on that? Put more into that, make that as good as it can be, and leave the MMO at the side. It's higher risk. We know we've got something making money now. We don't really want that. I mean, I know that I said I'm not playing this MMO, but I do want a good MMO to play. If it comes out and it's good, I'll play it. So I am rooting for the MMO. I just don't want another Battle Royale, to be honest. It's nice right now, but the reason I am playing this is because I know that it's from an MMO. It feels like it's for a good cause, almost. So weighing those negatives against the positives, to me, personally, it feels like there are far more positives. The only real problem can be if the Battle Royale is too good and gets too profitable, and how the combat system affects the MMO. But otherwise, it's just a really good, focused alpha test, in my opinion. So my opinions on the Battle Royale so far, it's okay. It's got potential. I think it'll be better as a team game than solo right now. The combat kind of feels interesting. I just don't get that feedback when I'm in combat. I'm not sure when I'm hitting them. I've died to someone, felt like I'd hit them a lot and they'd had 100 health at the end, and then I've watched them fight somebody else and take no damage, and it looks like they're getting hit and they're just taking no damage at all. I'm not sure how the targeting is. I've had a few crashes in the game, usually at the end of the game. So I've had one when I pressed to load the map up and just bombed out. I hate the start. It looks like a loading screen. I've had it where I would just jump out last minute because I'd forgotten. I thought that I was waiting for the game to load up. It came up with a big orb in the middle. I thought, okay, ready to play. Yeah, it's not obvious that it's a cloud or whatever you are. I'm not really sure. That should probably change. I love the Griffin, and I like that if you lunge into the air, don't jump because it costs more stamina. If you just lunge up 3 times, press B, you get on your Griffin again, and you can glide, and you can use that to get between places. That's actually really nice in the game. I haven't felt that actually in any Battle Royale that I've played. The abilities aren't that great. We need more of them. They need to be more interesting, but the abilities are definitely Battle Royale specific, so I can appreciate that they're probably not that good right now, because they're making an MMO and putting the stuff into Battle Royale. It's not going to be optimized for Battle Royale immediately. So that's my little ramble. Let me know if you agree with me or disagree with me. I am going to be playing more of this game, especially when squads come out, when teams come out, and yeah, I'll see where it goes from there. If the team play has so much potential. If it's good, then I actually might just play this game for a while. I've got my brothers playing it, and I'll see if some of my friends are going to join as well. Yeah. So since I recorded this, the stream confirming that it is purely for testing purposes, but whether or not that's just fan service, we get to see. So let me know what you think in the comment section below, and if you liked it, give it a thumbs up. If you didn't, give it a thumbs down, and subscribe if you feel like it. I'll see you next time.